Jeremy Lefebvre. Oh, God, you smell like pee-pee, boy. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. We got to talk about a recent tweet from Jeremy Lefebvre. Because Jeremy Lefebvre is now on Twitter spreading his nonsense. And you know, one of the first things he did is he blocked me. Can you believe that? He blocked Strongman Personal Finance. What a poopy head. Anyway, in this video, we're going to react to a very interesting tweet about Jeremy and his thoughts on the United States versus China. Now, maybe you don't want to invest in China. That's fine. I'm not going to hate on you. Maybe you just want to go all in U.S. stocks because they went up a lot. And in your infinite wisdom, you looked at past performance and you filtered on the highest performing index. And you said, I'm buying that index. Maybe that's your investment philosophy. Whatever. But when you do analysis, okay, you need to have a little bit more depth. And I'm not saying I'm a stock analyst. I'm really not. I'm an accountant, okay? I don't have time to sit around and, guess where stocks are going to go. That's for freaking grifters. But at least I have a little bit of common sense, okay? So let's go look at this tweet from Jeremy Lefebvre, and let's take a steaming dump all over him. As soon as I saw this, I took a snapshot. I was like, ka-ching! This guy is a clown. So here's Jeremy Lefebvre. Holy smokers! What? Hey guys, Jeremy! Bro. China versus U.S. population tree gives us a glimpse into how the world is going to look like in a few decades. So what he has here is he has a comparison of the demographics of the United States on the left versus the demographics of China. And it's hard to see, but as you go down, you can see you have different generations here, and it shows you the size of the generation. Now, the concern about investing in China is that there's going to be a lot of younger people. They have a very low birth rate, and they're going to have a ton of younger people supporting way more older people. If you're a young person and you have to pay Social Security or whatever they have in China for two people, that kind of sucks. But what if it's four? So basically, the more older people there are as a percentage of the population, the more strain you have on government finances, lower population growth, economic growth. Everything is affected by demographics. But what Jeremy fails to realize is some basic common sense, because he compares the U.S. population pyramid, which looks way better. I mean, obviously, the USA has a bunch of young people. That's great. And then China, you can see as the ages go down, as you go down, you can see that the population, the percentage of the population by age is shrinking because they have a lower birth rate. So they have fewer and fewer children supporting eventually older and older people. And eventually they're going to have a shrinking working population. But Jeremy misses some very basic facts here, okay? Common freaking sense. Number one, we don't know what the future is. We could have robots. We could have people working way later in life. We don't know. A lot of assumptions about demographics are, oh, everybody's going to retire at 65 and the working age population is not going to be working. We don't know how our healthcare is going to improve. There's so many unknowns about the future that it's really not necessarily the end of the world if we have older people being a much larger percentage of the population. Think about that. In 2050, 2060, what kind of healthcare, what kind of magic pills are we going to have to keep us youthful and keep us working longer? And that's what the answer is going to have to be. Either we're going to have robots do everything for us because Tesla takes over the world, or we're just going to work longer. Sorry, your pension's going to be less, or you're going to get it later in life. That's just how it's going to be. But there's a lot more that goes into this, okay? Number one, China's population is massively, massively bigger than the United States is. So just pulling up a population pyramid means absolutely nothing. I could pull up a population pyramid of my home, of my household. I could have me and my wife, and I could have my two kids. I could say, well, you see, the future is Strongman's the future because he's got a better population pyramid than China. Because Strongman's population pyramid is basically a freaking square. It doesn't mean anything because if you compare my family unit to China, obviously China has 1.3, 1.4 billion people. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more economic output in China than in the Bell household. Okay, does that make any sense? So he's comparing a country that has 330 million people to a country that has 1.4 billion people. Is it good that they have a shrinking birth rate? No. But if you invest based on birth rates, you're a clown because there's so much more that goes into investing than just your demographics. If you invested based on demographics, and we're going to go look, you would be investing in some very interesting places. You would just say, oh, what has the best population pyramid? So when somebody shows me a population pyramid, I'm like, this is ridiculous, okay? And the companies, there's a lot of companies in these countries that may not necessarily be affected by demographics. Or maybe the companies that do well in the stock markets of these countries are companies that benefit from bad demographics. Healthcare, I don't know, whatever, home assistance. There's tons of companies that will benefit from bad population dynamics. There's always going to be some kind of company that does well in whatever environment is presented to you. Now, overall, for the macro economy, it's obviously not great that you have fewer and fewer working people, but it's not the doom of your country, and it's not the doom of your stock market. It's going to affect what companies do better. And you could have companies in your country that it doesn't matter what the demographics are. Do you think it matters to Microsoft what the demographics are in the United States? Do you think that matters? No. Does U.S. demographics affect the valuation of Apple? Maybe a little bit because they sell stuff in the United States, but they also sell stuff around the world. What about any software business? What if China has like a great software companies that get born in the future and they take over the world like TikTok's doing? Okay, is that going to be hurt by demographics, bro? By Chinese demographics? No. Okay, this is the simplest, dumbest analysis that I've ever freaking seen. Okay, but that's how dumb Jeremy is, and of course that's why he gets rewarded with millions of dollars. But look at this. Okay, look at the blue line is the population of China, and the brown line is the population of the United States. It's projected by that 2100, the United States will have a population of 433 million, and China will have more than twice the population of 1 billion. Okay, and this doesn't even factor anything else. But of course, you clowns like to justify investing in only U.S. stocks because they went up a lot. And you've tried to find ways to justify while you're doing that, besides the fact that you're buying them because they went up a lot. I get it, okay? You buy stuff that goes up a lot. I understand your investing philosophy. Now, let's go look and see where you should invest, okay? If you're just using the simple analysis of demographics, of population, where should you invest? Well, it looks like you should invest in North Africa and Western Asia. We can see the lines going up, okay? Europe and North America, I mean, flat, basically no growth. Latin America, Caribbean, flat. Australia, New Zealand, flat. Asia going down. You should put all your money in North Africa and Western Asia, the Middle East, and Sub-Saharan Africa. That's where all the money's going to be because of demographics. So go buy up Nigerian stocks. Go buy up, I don't know, whatever other freaking countries you want to invest in. If that's how you invest, if you're going to show me a population pyramid, go invest in these countries. As a matter of fact, here's how stupid your logic is, okay? And by the way, according to this source, I mean, obviously, I don't know if we can trust this. I'm sure China has a lower birth rate than the United States. But according to this, recently, the U.S. birth rate was 1.8. The total fertility rate, the number of kids a woman will have over her life, it was 1.8 in the U.S. and 1.7 in China. I mean, that's not a huge freaking difference. But if you want to be a smart population investor like Jeremy Lefebvre, well, we have Niger, Somalia, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Mali, Chad, Angola, Burundi, Nigeria, Gambia. There you go. They have fantastic population pyramids. You freaking clowns. This is what you invest in? Let's see, I remember seeing China had like a super low birth rate. I'm sure their birth rate's getting absolutely wrecked. Yeah, China was 1.28. Apparently, China's birth rate's gone back up. I don't know. But at the end of the day, all of Europe, which is a big part of the global stock market, the United States doesn't have the most amazing demographic. Basically, immigrants are propping us up, okay? If we didn't have any immigration, we look just as bad as Europe or China, okay? The U.S. is a huge part of the global population. There are demographic pyramids, fine, but it's getting worse than it was before. We're also going to have a lot of older people, and we have a sub-replacement rate of population growth. I don't get it, okay? But of course, Jeremy, oh, well, see, the lines go out more 2019. The lines go out more in the U.S. and China. It's got a shrinking population pyramid. So, ignoring every other fact that could possibly go into investing, the lines go out more. He's so stupid. Whatever. I mean, there you go. Africa and the Middle East. So go buy stocks there. Population pyramid. Not financial advice, bro. Oh, I like it. What's up, bro? Tax season treating you good? Yeah, I just worked 7 hours today. Yeah, boy. I did. Now I'm working again. Thank you. Thank you for my $2. I feel rich now. I'm invested in something followed the MSCI world. Don't believe U.S. will continue to outperform other parts of the world. I agree with you, as a matter of fact. But U.S. stocks went up more, bro. You stupid. Don't you understand? They went up more, bro. That's the argument. Don't let anybody confuse you. They buy U.S. stocks because they went up more. Imagine he creates a new tracker, still underperforms. Oh, I don't know what shenanigans he's going to get up to. I think his next tactic is he's just going to pump Tesla like crazy and milk it for whatever he can, because his channel growth is stagnant or even going down. And now this whole Tesla clown rally is a huge opportunity for Jeremy to pump up his subscribers. One last little grift squeeze out of Tesla. Let's see. It's not an assumption. It takes 25 years to grow a working adult. Well, that's not true. You can work way younger than that. What I'm saying is, like, if you're talking about like the working age populations, people can work later. We don't know what kind of health things are going to come out that can make us work longer and be healthier in the future. Everybody's calling gloom and doom because population isn't exploding. Okay. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Strongman, I love how you don't wear shirts. So much muscle. I wish you would lose some fat so I could see even more of it. I work too much to burn more fat. I don't have time for the gym anymore. I still go occasionally. I try to maintain myself. I bet that fool will have 1,000 patrons by the end of the year. Yeah, I could see that. Already at 320. He's needed with his declining AdSense. Whatever he's got to do to grift, he's going to do it, okay? I need to start putting stuff behind a paywall, man. I mean, I have a Patreon. I don't really shill it, and it's just there if you want to give me money. But I don't do anything but in my Patreon. Because it's just, I don't know. I just don't have time. You know what? All he does is just buy the same freaking stocks he buys in his other account on Patreon. It's the same crap. His stock picks are a joke as per his tracker. They all underperform. Of course. It's demographics plus access to globalization. Dude, just because a country's demographics aren't the best does not mean you shouldn't invest in that country. Okay? There's a lot more nuance than just my population pyramid. Let's see. Can you play the original? I don't want to get demonetized. Djibouti's the future, bro. Look at the demographics, bro. Can I work 7 hours in your garage? You know, the crazy thing is I live in this garage. I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, man, I get up, I'm in the garage, and then I, eat dinner, and then I come back to the garage. I spent all day in the garage today. I mean, I'm here in the garage right now. It's like, holy crap, man. This is like, I spend more time in my garage than anywhere else. And that includes sleeping. Let's see. Well, obviously, you don't take demographics that would make you the best hire. You do have to take into consideration. Look at Japan as an example. Yeah, but some of the companies in Japan may not necessarily have anything to do with demographics. You don't know, okay? But if you invest solely on demographics, which a lot of people do, that's like their big argument. It's like, oh, look at China's demographics. Oh, you shouldn't invest there. Okay, well, you know what? Most countries' demographics are trash, except for Africa and the Middle East. That's it. VT versus Russia microcap fund. I'll take VT, okay? Japan's stock market has been virtually stagnant for almost 40 years. Well, they also had a massive bubble that popped as well. Don Fron, what's up, man? What's he in? Is that new one? In that new one? I don't know. What, you talking about Jeremy? You natty? Yes. I don't want to pay for that crap. All right, guys. Don, I'll text you. You guys Have a wonderful day. I'm done. Jeremy's a clown. Cheers.